Hi there. On the 3rd of August, Chiron is going to move retrograde in Taurus. Now, Chiron's only just moved into Taurus, and I shared a video in a masterclass on this recently. And so, Chiron spends 7 years in each sign of the zodiac. So, he's just moved into Taurus. And the big lesson of the wounded healer, Chiron, moving into Taurus is all about us redefining our sense of security and really looking into what actually makes you feel safe in this world and what doesn't. And so, it's a sort of big question. So, when he goes retrograde, we really go within to see, where we feel unsettled, where we feel unsafe, where we feel insecure in some way, to see what inner work we need to do to make that feeling of security more positive and more reliable and strong for us. And it's really is, I believe, that the only true security there is in this world is inner peace. And no amount of money is going to buy that. So this is a really good opportunity in this retrograde period. First, while he's in Taurus, to look at that security. But because Chiron's only just moved into Taurus, as he moves retrograde for approximately the next 5 months, he's going to move all the way back into Aries again. So when Chiron was in Aries, the big wound of healing, the lesson we were learning there was about putting a worth on yourself and knowing that you are good enough. No matter what anyone else says or does around you, you are good enough. And so Chiron's going to retrograde all the way back into that. Again, it's redefining the sense of security. If you don't think you're good enough, or you don't think you're capable enough, or you don't think you can look after yourself or stand on your own 2 feet, then how can you create your own security? So it really is important that we, during this retrograde period, go back into that area of where do you think you're not good enough? Where are you holding yourself back and feeling too small, or feeling like you can't do it, or feeling like you're just not there yet, or everybody else is better than you are? Because that's a belief that you need to overcome, so that when Chiron moves back into Taurus, you're going to have a strong, positive idea of who you are, what you need to feel secure, and also how to create that for yourself. Now, it's not like answers are going to come overnight and you're going to have an epiphany. Well, you might, but usually this takes a bit of time. That's why, because Chiron's, takes 7 years to move through a sign of the zodiac. So the learning of that sign of the zodiac isn't going to happen immediately. But because we've already had 7 years of Chiron in Aries, we've already had that, am I good enough? Can I look after myself? Can I stand on my own 2 feet? We've already had all of that. So we're going to have a brief dive back into that just to make sure there's nothing that hasn't been healed there or hasn't been looked at there that might still be holding you back when you go to create your own sense of security moving forward. So I hope that all makes sense to you. This retrograde starts on the 3rd of August and will go through until the 6th of January 2027. So it's quite a long retrograde period. And as I say, we're going to have a lot going on there, really looking into your inner world and your inner wounds to make sure that what you're doing now, or what you're trying to do now, isn't being held back by something that happened to you before. And if it is, then you need to heal that memory, heal that wound, heal that thing that came before, knowing that you are a different person now and you are bigger, stronger, better, and you can make better decisions and take much better care of yourself now than perhaps you were able to when you were younger. So good luck with all of this, and I'll be back to talk to you again soon. Bye.